When Sister, Sister first aired in 1994, it appeared to be just another lighthearted sitcom. But behind the laughter, there were untold struggles, surprising secrets, and cast departures that left fans asking questions. From career setbacks to shocking revelations about life after the show, this is the journey few fans ever knew. Join us as we explore the behind-the-scenes of Sister, Sister, uncovering what really happened with the cast and the stories that shape this unforgettable show. The beginning of Sister, Sister. Every legendary sitcom has an origin story, and Sister, Sister was no different. The show that would eventually capture the hearts of millions in the mid-90s didn't begin as a sure thing. In fact, the idea rarely made it past the pitching stage. Tia and Tamara Mowry were just 15 years old when the world first met them as Tia Landry and Tamara Campbell, identical twins who were separated at birth and accidentally reunited as teenagers. But behind the scenes, their journey to stardom started much earlier. The girls had been performing since childhood, driven by their mother, Darlene Mowry, who acted as their manager. After doing commercials and minor TV appearances, they had something Hollywood couldn't resist: the novelty of identical twins with natural charm. The pitch for Sister first circulated in 1993, and interestingly, the show wasn't even created with the Mowry sisters in mind. The concept of long-lost twins meeting as teens was developed by producers Kim Bass, Gary Gilbert, and Fred Schafferman. But when a producer from Full House saw Tia and Tamara on the set of another show, Full House itself, where the girls had auditioned for a small role, it sparked a thought: what if these twins carried an entire show? Suddenly, the idea wasn't just about twins, it was about these twins. At that time, the Mowrys were unknown in the industry, so getting a network to take a risk wasn't easy. ABC eventually agreed to give the show a chance. That decision would pay off in ways no one predicted. The pilot aired on April 1, 1994, as part of ABC's iconic TGIF lineup, and audiences immediately responded. The ratings weren't just good, they were proof that America was ready for something fresh. Tim Reed played Ray Campbell, Tamara's adoptive father, a successful and somewhat uptight businessman. Jackie Harry played Lisa Landry, Tia's adoptive mother, a free-spirited fashion designer. Balancing their parenting styles and adjusting to the new household created much of the show's comedy. At the same time, Marques Houston's role as Roger Evans, the annoying neighbor, gave the series its running gag. "Go home, Roger?" But while the laughs came easily on screen, the making of Sister, Sister was anything but smooth. For one, the girls were still in high school, which meant they had to juggle tutoring on set with long hours of filming. Unlike some of their white peers in similar family sitcoms, they didn't have the same financial backing or network leverage. It took persistence and their mother's tough negotiations to ensure they were not swallowed up by the system. And here's a detail that shocks many fans. Sister was dangerously close to being a one-season wonder. After its first year, ABC executives were uncertain about the show's long-term potential. Despite the twins' undeniable charisma, the network pulled the plug after just 2 seasons. For most sitcoms, that would have been the end. But fate had other plans. Looking back, it's almost unbelievable that a show so beloved by fans was once seen as a gamble. Yet that was the reality. Sister only existed because 2 teenage girls happened to be in the right place at the right time, and because a new network needed them as much as they needed it. And if you think the behind-the-scenes story stops there, it doesn't, because once the cameras rolled, the sisters weren't just acting like twins. They were working hard to look identical, even when nature made it obvious they weren't perfect copies. That was where the secret of the fake beauty mark and hair tricks comes in, making the twins look identical. When fans tuned in to Sister, they saw identical twins who could finish each other's sentences, switch places for comic effect, and confuse just about everyone around them. But behind the camera, the illusion of perfect twins required more effort than most people ever realized. Tia herself would later reveal one of the show's best-kept secrets. On screen, it looked effortless, two mirror images living under one roof. In reality, Hollywood magic filled in the gaps. In an interview, years after the show ended, Tia confessed that they had added a mole to her face to resemble her sister's. That mole, the small beauty mark above her lip, became one of the twins' signature features on the show. Audiences assumed it was natural, but in reality, it was created by makeup artists before each week's filming. It sounds small, but it mattered. The producers didn't want fans at home to pick up on subtle differences that would break the illusion of identical. Hair was another hurdle. Tamara's natural texture was fuller, with more volume, while Tia's strands were finer. Left alone, the cameras would have easily captured the difference, so stylists intervened. Tia wore extensions throughout much of the series, her hair filled in to match Tamara's. Week after week, the process took hours in the styling chair, long before the first line of dialogue was ever delivered. And while the hair extensions and fake mole helped preserve the twin illusion, they carried a weight of their own. For Tia, it was an early lesson that being on television meant hiding pieces of herself. Instead of being enough, as she was, her look had to be altered. It was just one of many subtle pressures the girls faced as teenagers trying to balance school, normalcy, and family. The struggles with pay and representation. While Sister gave Tia and Tamara Mowry instant visibility, the reality behind the scenes was far less glamorous. In interviews years after the show ended, the sisters admitted that their treatment didn't always match the success of the series. One of the clearest examples was the pay. Despite carrying a primetime family sitcom that lasted 6 seasons, the twins revealed they were not paid on the same level as many of their white peers on similar shows. The series garnered steady ratings, but the girls never received compensation that reflected the full scope of their work. It was an uncomfortable truth they only acknowledged publicly much later, once they had distance from the industry pressures that kept them silent as teens. It didn't stop at paychecks. The world of teen entertainment in the 1990s had its own markers of success: magazine covers, brand sponsorships, and the kind of media attention that could turn an actor into a household name overnight. But when it came to Sister, those doors were rarely open. Tia recalled that she and Tamara were turned down for a popular teen magazine cover, not because they lacked fans, but because the editors didn't believe black faces would sell as well as those of white teen stars. The rejection was quiet, yet constant, while peers like the stars of Full House, Boy Meets World, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch were splashed across covers and featured in glossy spreads, the Mowry twins were left out. For two girls already facing the pressure of hair extensions and beauty mark illusions, the message was clear: their success had limits. Still, they pressed forward. Week after week, they showed up to set, delivering the laughter and charm audiences loved, even when recognition beyond the screen never came. Bullying. Behind the fame. On television, Tia and Tamara Mowry were America's favorite twins. Funny, charming, and always in sync. But when the cameras turned off, their real lives told a different story. Fame didn't shield them from the cruelty of adolescence. In fact, it made them more of a target. Tia later revealed that they faced bullying in high school. For classmates, their growing fame on Sister wasn't a reason to admire them. It was ammunition. Some of their peers resented her success, while others saw them as different, not belonging in their world. What should have been an ordinary teenage experience was instead marked by whispers, teasing, and sometimes open exclusion. But here's where the story shifts. Unlike most kids who have to endure bullying alone, Tia had Tamara. The bond that made them television stars was the same one that carried them through the school hallways. Whenever the harsh words knocked one down, the other was there to lift her back up. For the audience, Sister was a story about two girls finding their place in the world together. Behind the scenes, that narrative wasn't just a script, it was their reality. The bullying hurt, but the strength of their bond made sure it never broke them. Instead, it gave them another reason to lean on each other, just as they always had. Marques Houston, The Exit of Roger Evans. While the Maori twins were finding strength in each other during the tough years of high school, another member of the sister cast was carrying a very different kind of burden. Marques Houston, who played the lovable but often annoying Roger Evans, was going through struggles of his own. Roger quickly became a fan favorite. His famous line, "Go home, Roger," is still quoted today. He brought an energy to the show that balanced out the twins' comedic timing. However, by the 5th season, his presence on screen was written out, and fans couldn't help but wonder what had happened. At first, the explanation was heartbreaking. In 1997, Marcus's mother, Carolyn, passed away tragically. Many assumed that the loss was the reason he stepped back from the show, and for years, that was the story fans held on to. But later, he opened up and revealed the truth. It wasn't only about grief. By the time Sister reached its later seasons, Marques was growing out of the role. Roger was written as the goofy neighbor who pined endlessly after the twins, but Houston wanted to move forward as both an actor and a musician. He felt stuck in a character that no longer matched his personal or professional growth. So, with the support of the producers, Roger's appearances were slowly scaled down until he was written out after season 5. It was a tough goodbye for fans who loved his comedic timing, but for Marques, it was the step he needed to take. His focus shifted to music with the R&B group Immature, and he eventually pursued a solo career. And while Marques Houston found his next chapter outside the show, another cast member almost didn't join Sister at all. Jackie Harry's initial resistance. When Roger's exit left fans with unanswered questions, another story from behind the scenes added a layer of intrigue. Jackie Harry, who played Lisa Landry, the twins' glamorous, outspoken adoptive mother, rarely joined the show in the first place. Before Sister Jackie had already made her mark on television. She was beloved for her role as Sandra Clark on 227, a part that earned her an Emmy. But when producers first approached her about playing Lisa, she hesitated. She worried about being typecast as the sassy, over-the-top neighbor or mother figure, the very kind of role she had been trying to avoid. According to Harry, she initially resisted because she wasn't sure she could bring anything new to the part, but the twins themselves changed her mind. Jackie admitted that it was her affection for Tia and Tamara that convinced her to sign on. She believed in their talent and wanted to be part of something that showcased their future. Eventually, they became very tight in their relationship. Her decision proved crucial to the show's success. Lisa Landry became one of the show's most memorable characters, adding both humor and heart to the family dynamic. Why ABC let go of the show. By the mid-1990s, Sister had already proven itself as a fan favorite. Viewers loved the charm of Tia and Tamara, the chemistry between them and Jackie Harry, and the goofy antics of Roger. But despite the laughs it brought into households, ABC made a surprising decision after Season 2. They dropped the show as a replacement for Muscle on its Wednesday night lineup. The cancellation shocked fans, especially since the show seemed to have a steady audience. But behind the scenes, executives at ABC didn't see it as a long-term ratings winner. The cancellation wasn't due to poor ratings, but rather ABC's changing strategy. At the time, the network was attempting to revamp its TGIF lineup and focus on various types of family programming. They were chasing larger primetime audiences. And Sister didn't fit neatly into their new strategy. For many shows, that would have been the end of the road. But the Maori twins weren't done yet. Luckily, another network saw potential where ABC hadn't. The Warner Bros. Network, still new at the time and hungry for programming that could attract younger viewers, decided to pick it up. That quick move saved the series. On the WB Sister thrived. The show ran for 4 more seasons, ending in 1999, a total of 6 seasons and 119 episodes. The network gave the twins room to grow, both as characters and as young women, and the series found a comfortable home where its audience could follow along. The switch also allowed the writers to expand the storyline, introducing more mature plots as Tia and Tamara got older. What could have been a short-lived sitcom instead became a defining series of the 1990s. The next chapter, however, raised another question. Would Sister ever return? Fans wanted more, and for a time, revival talks gave them hope. In the years since the show ended in 1999, rumors of a revival have surfaced multiple times. Tia and Tamara themselves have expressed interest in revisiting the characters. In 2017, there were serious discussions about bringing the series back either as a reboot or a continuation. However, despite the excitement, the revival never materialized. Tia Mowry finally announced in 2019 that the reboot was cancelled. Life after Sister. When Sister ended in 1999 after 6 seasons, the cast moved on to lives that were just as dramatic, complex, and inspiring as the characters they played. Each one carved out a path that kept them connected to fans, but in very different ways. Tia Mowry stepped confidently into her next chapter, landing the role of Melanie Barnett on The Game. The BET comedy drama became a huge hit, running for 9 seasons, and giving Tia a chance to shine outside of her twin identity. She went on to star in additional sitcoms, including Instant Mom and Family Reunion. Off-screen, she married actor Corey Hardrict in 2008, and together they had 2 children. Fans admired their relationship, but in 2022, Tia announced that she was divorcing Corey after 14 years of marriage. She explained that it was about choosing happiness and growth, a decision that demonstrated her strength and independence. Her twin, Tamara Mowry, also kept a busy career. After memorable roles in the Disney Channel movies Twitches and Twitches 2, as well as the medical drama Strong Medicine, she gained recognition as a co-host on the daytime talk show The Real. Joining the panel in 2013, Tamara quickly won viewers over with her honesty and warmth. She even won a Daytime Emmy Award for her work. In her personal life, she married journalist Adam Housley in 2011 after almost 6 years of dating. They have 2 children together, and although their interracial marriage sometimes drew criticism online, after leaving The Real in 2020, she chose to focus more on her family and projects that resonated with her personally. Jackie Harry, who played the unforgettable Lisa Landry, continued her career without missing a beat. She remained a television staple after Sister. She appeared in shows like Everybody Hates Chris and Girlfriends, and more recently, she joined the cast of Days of Our Lives. Jackie also returned to stage work. Even now, she remains outspoken, witty, and fearless, both on screen and in real life. Tim Reed, who played the role of Ray Campbell, leaned more toward producing and directing after the show. Tim became a mentor to young black talent in Hollywood. His focus shifted from the spotlight to creating opportunities for others, utilizing his decades of experience to inspire and guide the next generation of acting stars. Marques Houston took a very different route. After leaving Sister, he devoted himself to music. He started first with Immature, his singing group, which he later renamed IMX, and then continued as a solo R&B artist. He released hits like Circle and Naked. In later years, his personal life made headlines. Marques became a devout Jehovah's Witness in 2016 and met his wife, Mia Dickey, through the church community. Their marriage in 2020 sparked conversations because she was nearly 20 years younger than him. Critics voiced concerns, but Marques defended their relationship, saying it was built on love, trust, and faith. Though their paths have been unique, Tia, Tamara, Jackie, Tim, and Marques remain forever linked through the magic of Sister. For fans, they'll always be remembered first for the joy, laughter, and heart they brought to the screen. Now that you know the untold stories behind Sister, what's your favorite memory from the show? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.